Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we are currently in the interesting situation that we have completed generation of every biome. There's a lot of placeholders, and it doesn't necessarily look the best. Well, we're not going to make it, look amazing yet. That's really not the point quite yet, but many of these placeholders do need to be replaced with something that, actually vaguely works. So let's go ahead and hop into our meshes here. And I'm going to start with our first placeholder here, which is actually the barn, is the one I'm going to start with. So let's just go ahead and pop open our house mesh to start with. This will be fine. So this is our house mesh here, and I'm actually going to delete everything here and save as, and I'm going to save this as barn.blend. Now I'm just going to make this very, very fast. Let's go ahead and create ourselves a guide here. No, not 3 vertices, not 36 vertices, 6 vertices. Okay. Now I'm going to create a plane at the same 0, 0, 0. Scale it on down so that it fits. There we go. I'm going to narrow it down a little bit and then extrude it up in edit mode. And actually, I just realized that screencast keys are not on again. There we go. There we go. Now screencast keys are working again. So I'm going to extrude this upward, and this is going to be the basic shape of our barn. And I'm just going to... Do I want to do a loop cut? I think, yeah, that'll be fine. Now, I would like to have this be kind of a domed roof. So I could add loop cuts all through here. That is an option. However, I think the first thing that I'm going to do is actually revert that back down to the box, and then just simply add in, grab these here, and extrude these up to be about 1.5. Scale them together on the X axis. Are we on individual vertices? Yes, we are. Median point. There we go. That's more like it. So this face can go ahead and be flipped. Flip direction. These two faces can also be deleted. And now we can safely add in, I don't know, maybe 8 cuts on each side. There we go. Now I'm going to see about grabbing these vertices here. And this isn't going to work exactly the way I want it to just yet. But I'm just going to simply, let's see, where is it? Tools, smooth vertex. Oh, we need to merge together these vertices. So let's just go ahead and remove doubles. There we go. Okay. With these all selected again, let's do that. And we don't need these selected over here. And smooth vertex again. Sometime around, I'm going to do 1, but I'm also going to repeat it a number of times. I think that's fine right there. And then we'll just reset the X position by scaling it along the, actually technically this is the Y position, so scale it along the Y axis down to 0, and then place this at a Y position of 1. And now it's kind of rounded, I guess. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but it's certainly more rounded. So let's go ahead and run the smooth vertex again. Around 100 times-ish. And then bring it right on back. -1. There we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'm now going to just go ahead and delete these vertices here. Grab these. Extrude this 2. Actually, we only need 1. Well, technically, I'll just place it at 1. There we go. and put in these faces again. Some of these are facing the wrong direction. So let's just go ahead and grab these faces here and flip direction. Okay, there we go. And now we just need to fill in this area and, I don't know, create like a barn door or something kind of similar to that. So for right now, I'm just going to fill this in triangularly, like so. Now I could be using the mirror modifier, and I probably should be, because I'm lazy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, actually. I'm going to create a loop cut here, and then add in a mirror modifier. Oh, that's exciting. Apparently I received a new transaction in my Bitcoin wallet. That's, interesting. Not necessarily particularly relevant, but I guess everyone now knows about that. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and delete this, and then we're going to be mirroring it on the y-axis. There we go. And now I'm just simply going to add in a little bit of a roofing structure here. So we can just go ahead and grab, honestly, all of these. We don't need these faces here, but I'm just going to extrude this up to about 0.05. There we go. And then grab this, and actually we don't need these internal faces in here. These are entirely unnecessary. There we go. No, not vertices, delete faces. There we go. Now grab all of this edge loop. And I'm just going to extrude this out 0.05. Okay, now this here is definitely wrong. I'm going to go ahead and just delete these vertices for right now. Actually, I'm going to delete just the faces. Most of those vertices are correct. So we're going to need a face, and actually, Dragon Breath is awesome, but it's a little loud. Let me turn that down. There we go. And let's just go ahead and create faces here. That face is facing incorrectly, so I'll just flip that direction. There we go. Same thing here, flip that direction. These vertexes, or rather vertices, are unnecessary, so we can get rid of those. Okay. So now we just need to extrude this here out 0.05. There we go. And actually, I kind of like this lip. I think that kind of works. I'm okay with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this vertex. And I'm then going to extrude this out. Actually, I'm going to make a face here, and then W subdivide this twice, extrude this up to about 0.4. Actually, maybe we should scale this up by about 2. Add in one more subdivision here, and extrude this up so that we can have double barn doors. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll create the rest of this face here. Okay. So now we have this mesh structure here that will allow us to inset some barn doors. About like this. I'm going to go 0.025. And honestly, I kind of feel like that's good enough. We can get rid of these faces, though. These faces are unnecessary, so that's fine. And let me try just grabbing this down. Do I prefer that? Maybe I do. Well, that's a little too much. Something around there. Do I prefer it like this? Or like this? I think like this. Let's go ahead and grab this, negative 0.045, thereabouts. There we go. Now, I mean, the other thing we could do, obviously, is we could go into ortho mode here. And just grab all of this over here, delete it, and mirror it across the x-axis as well, so that it's exactly even. That's fine. I'm not really too concerned about that. Okay, so the other thing is we're going to need to texture this thing. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a pair of UV maps. UV map normal, as usual. And that's just going to be unwrapped cube projection. There we go. And then the regular UV map, and I will add in the palette here so that we can actually see what's going on. Let's use texture. And then the question is, how much of this do we want to be like barn red, and what do we want to be kind of darker? I think just the roof up top being darker is fine. So let's just grab all of this up here, like this, and then unwrap that. Object has non-uniform scale. Yeah, we'll go ahead and apply that scale. There we go. Now re-unwrap that. Excellent. And we'll just place this in the palette. I mean, this color isn't really what we're going for, but we can have the barn roof be this dark color, this dark asphalty color. That'll be fine. And then let's go ahead and hop into here and grab our palette. Show in Explorer. Excellent. And let's just go ahead and... Behold! The Battletech Flashpoint thumbnail again. Okay, there we go. So let's then just make this be kind of a dull red color. And let me bring the toolbox over here. Let's make this be, I don't know, maybe something kind of like this. We'll see how that works. Size of 1 and a pixel brush. And this should be in pencil. Okay, let me go ahead and export that back on out. There we go. And let's re-import this. There we go. Fantastic. And now we basically grab, honestly, everything except for this up here, which I'm middle-clicking and box dragging in order to deselect. Basically like that. Then we unwrap that and go into the editor. This should be palette. There we go. Scale it all down and place it in the red. Apparently, that one got deselected. That's exciting. Palette.png and scaled down and placed in the red. Okay. That barn is essentially done. Let's see how that looks imported into Unity. Okay, so we've got our barn here. And we will go ahead and give that our road material. Yeah, that's good enough. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't have to. We don't need this circle, for sure. And we should probably go ahead and copy in our transform from our standard transforms. So paste component value. And there we go. That is a barn. So in the prefabs, I'm going to place this under farmland, and I'm going to call this building barn. So a barn is, for our purposes, primarily decorative. It might rarely generate a receive request. I don't know. Probably not, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this and assign this to our rural prefabs under barn. Building barn. And now, if we go into our rural areas and see our farmland here, we can see there are barns scattered around. Excellent. Now, we still have a lot of placeholders still. So what should we do next? Well, we could do stores, we could do plants, we could do... That's all we need for rural, actually, is stores and plants. For rural, it's just towns that aren't complete. And yeah, we can see there's a lot of stores and plants, actually. We should probably tweak that chance, realistically. So, house chance should be probably more like 75, and store chance should probably be more like around... Let's see, we'd have 25, so maybe around 15? Something along the lines of that. That'll make houses more common and stores a little less common in town areas. Yeah, that's better. I definitely prefer that. Okay, so let's go ahead and file, save as, and I'm going to just save this as store.blend. And as far as what the store looks like, I have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and delete that and create a new plane. This should be at 0, 0, 0. And, well, what should this look like? I mean, these are just placeholders, right? So we could do something kind of basic. Kind of like this, and then maybe put in a loop cut like this. Extrude this out this way. So that we have a little bit of an entryway here. Scale this down a little bit, but not necessarily on all of these axes. Like this-ish. Place these at exactly 0. Delete this face. We do not need that. Bring that in a little bit. Delete this face. We don't need this edge either. And then we could maybe like put a little bit of greebling or something up here. Kind of like that, just to add a little bit of visual interest to it. And then something kind of like this would be like a sign. Kind of like that. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh boy, let's get rid of these faces. As far as coloring this, that's gonna get exciting. Well, we're definitely going to need our UV maps. So let's have this be UV map normal. There we go. Select, unwrap, cube projection. Okay. I don't even know what this is. This is really weird looking. Let's go ahead and have... Actually, I want to adjust this a little bit. I feel like it needs to be a little narrower, kind of like that. Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, this doesn't really look like something you'd run across in a small town, but whatever. We'll probably reuse it at some point. And maybe make it look actually halfway decent. I'm going to add a little bit of greebling over here as well. Just something kind of like that. And then over here, like a window display sort of thing. Maybe. Kind of like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and have this have the palette. And then let's just cube projection it. What could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what could go wrong. This is going to be exciting looking. Aw, yeah. Is it not wonderful? Okay, let's just go ahead and grab the sign here, all of the sign faces. And then let's just unwrap them normally, and let's go to UV Image Editor. And I kind of feel like just having a blurry mess on there. Blurry mess of colors. What could go wrong? Ah, yeah, gorgeous. Okay, so this section here, this can be the kind of the concrete color. like that. And then this here, along with the interior here, and this, can also be the concrete color. I'm going to go ahead and make that be the case. But I want this up here to actually be the paint color. Like so. And that's going to be the main color of the store down here. But I want all of these faces up here to actually be the concrete color. So let's just go ahead and unwrap that. UV image editor. This can all be this color. There we go. This window here is, of course, going to be the window color, which is this kind of pale yellow light-ish color. This here can end up being probably... It can probably end up being the concrete color. A little bit darker wouldn't hurt than its surroundings. And then basically everything else... Well, this here actually can be the concrete color. Just so that we have a little bit of visual interest there. Like that. And then pretty much everything else... Well, actually no, I changed my mind again. These little internal bits here and here. These can also be the concrete color. So something along the lines of that. And then everything else out here actually can be the paint color. So we can go ahead and grab that and that and that. These 3 faces, this face, these 4 faces, these 2 faces. I think that's it. UV image editor, scale that on down, and that can be the paint color. Excellent. Okay. I'm gonna actually redo these here. I'm not super happy with the sign. Having it be the blurry mess isn't exactly what I was going for, I think. So I'm just going to make it be maybe this green. It's kind of dark green. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So there's a very, very basic store mesh that I had no reference for, and I have no idea what it actually is supposed to be, but it'll do for right now. So let's hop on in here and make ourselves our prefab real quick. So store, and we can go ahead and paste in, well, we can get rid of the tree inside. That's unnecessary. We can go ahead and paste in our transform. There we go. Store actually sticks up. That's interesting. That store is actually a little too big. So let's go ahead and modify that mesh, actually, just ever so slightly. Let me pull that back open. And I'm just going to scale it down by about 0.75. And apply that scale, and save. Is that about right? It's still a little bit on the big side. I'm going to scale it down by 0.75 again, reapply that scale, and save over. That's better. Okay, so there we have our store. We'll call it Building Store. There we go. And we will put that into our town prefabs. We may reuse that in the urban areas as well. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and run this, and in our towns, all we need now is our plants. And there aren't any towns here. Here's a town. No stores. Oh, I never set up the prefab. I am an idiot. Okay. Rural prefabs store. That would help. Okay. So now when we run this, we should see that we now get stores generated. Yeah, here's stores. Excellent. Kind of a little hard to see, but that's fine. These are placeholder graphics for right now. We will make them prettier later on. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will keep making placeholders for some of these other prefabs. All we need now is a plant as well as a placeholder for all of our urban prefabs. So that is what we are going to be doing, at least partially, in the next episode. See you all then.